Review your performance, whether it's communication or whether it's activity or whether it's a CEO or whether it's on the job. Here's what my father said, a seminar in a sentence. I wish he was here to give it, but since he's not here, in his honor, I will give his seminar in a sentence. Here it is. Always do more than you get paid for to make an investment in your future. Now, some unions would argue with us on this, but that's my papa's seminar in a sentence. Always do more than you get paid for to make an investment in your future. So review your performance. Your language with your children, just go over that and say, have I been too harsh and too strong, too stubborn? Should I learn to be easier, mix more compassion with the tough stuff I have to deal with? Yes. Prayer will help sometimes. If nothing else, dear God, help me. Say the right thing, not to ruin it all by poor communication. Face your fears. I don't know what challenges you might have in going over the stuff we've been going over in terms of amending your philosophy or going back and, redoing some stuff that you might have messed up. But face all your fears. That's how you conquer them. Don't dismiss them. Just face them. Say, here's what I'm afraid of. I wonder what I could do to change that. Exercise your willpower to change direction. You don't have to keep doing what you've done the last 6 years if it's not yielding you the benefits you want. My mentor helped me to review the last 6 years so I wouldn't repeat those errors the next 6. See, if you're a goose, you have no choice to do the next 6 like you did the last 6. But if you're not a goose, here's what you can do. Pick a new destination and start going that way. You say, well, I've done this for the last 2 years. I'll probably have to do it another 2. And the answer is no, not in a million years. Now, you can change one little degree at a time, or if you want to, you can revolutionize the whole thing. Who says you couldn't revolutionize the whole thing in a week's time and start a brand new direction that will most assuredly help you arrive in a brand new place a year from now, 3 years from now? No telling 5 years from now where you could arrive. Use your willpower to start the process. Just willpower to change a little or change a lot. Anybody can change. You don't have to repeat last year. Clean up the errors. Invest it now in the next year. Watch it make the difference. Here's the next one that's important. Parents have to do it. We ask our kids to do it, but we've got to do it. Admit your mistakes. Sometimes you have to admit them to others. Here's some of the best words in the English language. I'm sorry. The reason why those are good words is because it could start a whole new relationship. It could start 2 people going in a whole new direction. I'm sorry. Simple, easy, not easy, but if you get this done, the turnaround can be dramatic. The early years can be big in payoff. And here's the big one. Admit your mistakes to yourself. You don't have to babble about them to everybody in the neighborhood. But it doesn't hurt to sit down and have a conversation with yourself and say, there's no use kidding myself. Here's where I really am. I've got pennies in my pocket and I got nothing in the bank. That's what I said after the Girl Scout left my door. I had a conversation with myself. And I said, I don't want this to happen anymore. Refine your goals. I don't know what ambitions you've had up until now, but this weekend would be a good time to start the process. We're going to talk about our goals workshop before our session is over this weekend. Maybe that will help stimulate you to set some higher goals, reach for some higher purpose, go for something beyond what you thought you could do. By the time this weekend's over, you might double, triple, quadruple the amount of goals, purpose, all the things you think you can accomplish. You could multiply that by 10 by the time we finish here. Here's the next one, believe in yourself. Yes, you got to believe in God, and you got to believe in the community, and you've got to believe in the possibilities. You've got to believe in the economy. You've got to believe that tomorrow can be better than today. But here's the big one, believe in yourself. There isn't a skill you can't learn. There isn't a discipline you can't try. There isn't a class you couldn't take. There isn't a book you couldn't read. If it's written in some other language, you just get it translated and read it.
Winning is never whining. Winning is coming in fourth, exhausted, excited. You came in fifth last time. Winning is treating animals like people and people like brothers and sisters. Losers see thunderstorms, winners see rainbows. Losers see the icy streets, winners put on their ice skates. Losers are aggressive, winners are assertive. They find out what you need and help you get it. Losers let it happen, and winners make it happen. Life is a do it with God, for others, to myself project. I looked in the mirror and saw my problem. Me, Rip Van Waitley, asleep for 50 years, awakened to a world I never expected. I'm a road warrior. Politicians tell you what you want to hear. Leaders tell you what you need to know. Politicians want you to love and respect them and vote for them. Leaders want you to vote for yourself. Politicians tell you what they're going to do for you, and leaders tell you what you must do for yourself. In a world accelerating and fast forward with more changes in one day than in your grandparents' lives. Winning. I've wanted to be a winner. I'm a coach. Winners help other people get what they want in a natural way. Losers would like to earn like, look like, be like somebody else, and the spectators watch it. I've been working for many years with our Olympic athletes. I was chairman of psychology for the United States Olympics for 12 years, 80 to 92. And there are success traits that we look for in every athlete and coach and leader, and there are problem traits. Interestingly enough, the problem traits will get in your way more than the success traits will help you. So, of course you need self-confidence, but a different kind. The confidence you need is in your potential. Because if you're confident that you have potential, if you see world-class potential in yourself, you'll put in the effort. If you don't see the potential, you won't put in the effort, and you'll wait for the performance. But performance always follows the belief in self. So confidence is a combination of believing in the potential, and then once you start doing things, of reinforcing the success. Ambition is always wanting to be better than you are and not resting on laurels. Conceptual thinking is the ability to put together a vision of the future that you can see in a way that the mind can grasp it as a realistic goal. And mental toughness is the ability to handle enormous setbacks. You'll find that every winner, like Lance Armstrong, can handle the fall or the cancer and handle it because they have the mental toughness to continue to persevere. The problem traits are ones I worry about because in our society, we live in a skin-deep celebrity culture, and we have this lack of self-control. We have people that are off the wall. They get angry. There's road rage, job rage, every kind of rage, air rage. Everyone gets upset all the time over trifles. People look at me and say, "You big, fat, dumb klutz. We hate you, your religion, your mother, and your country." I said, "Really? That's interesting. I'll give that some thought, maybe. We hate you. You got a big nose, big ears, buck teeth, and you're not as good as Tony Robbins." I said, "I'm into a self-improvement program and need lots of encouragement. Thank you." I haven't been angry in 20 years. No one's tried to kill me. The only way I get angry is if they're victimizing some young child or somebody who's in need. I get angry with victimizing, but I don't get angry with people who say things. I mean, people differ all the time. So don't worry about any of that. Lack of self-control. Inflexibility is when you're so narrow that everyone's wrong because you think you're right. If I've learned anything, it's to be flexible, to accommodate opinions without having to embrace them. The most difficult thing in our society is over-emotionality because it's difficult to change because it's usually either a combination of inborn, but especially as young children. What I really worry about are homes that get all upset and fly off the handle and start arguing and get this big off-the-wall kind of thing. Emotionality should be no problem, can do. You see the accident, you pull out the flares, you direct the traffic. The time to really get cool is when things are really tough. And the people who are overly emotional can really be swayed by the media and the sound bites. Limits versus limitations. I want to set myself free. I'm tired of having the media control me. Limits are physical, limitations are psychological. You'll never outgrow the limitations, you'll only set new ones within which you must live. Everyone has an income limitation. They believe they're only worth so much. Add a zero. I dare you to add a zero on your income. You'll find that you're as good as the best, but no better than the rest, but as good as the best. If you can separate your limits, which are age, maybe physical characteristics, limitations are psychological. And of course, the ones we place on ourselves are the biggest ones of all. I've always said that POW, prisoner of war, Prince of Wales, putting on weight, power of women, psychology of winning. POW is a bumper sticker. It doesn't mean anything unless you have experience with it. Little boy looked at POW, POW, he went, pow. I said, yeah, pow to you, POW, Prince of Wales to me. He said, putting on weight to you, sir. You are who you were until now. You will become what you've learned this weekend, over 250,000 hours of past conditioning if you're 40. So if you're 40 years old, you'll get 12 hours over 250,000. You will not have a life-changing experience unless you reorganize the iceberg, the denominator. View where you came from differently than you now view it. Failure is fertilizer. It's a learning experience. Don't wallow in it. Grow from it. Never carry failure forward. It's an event, not a person. There are no failures. There are just learning experiences. Future behavior is based on re-recording on top of the old conditioning, which you cannot erase. New information. Price of success is very expensive. It involves personal responsibility, distancing yourself from negative peer groups, getting outside your comfort zone, and taking responsibility for the outcomes. And this is really the first major point.